was a sunny day. All our friends got laid, and when we got a little older, we moved away. Took our 80 to New York City. It's a long damn way, but it sure is pretty. We ran out of gas near Colfax and delivered our first child 9 months after that. And I just called to say, I know you're always sitting in the bar, you're waiting. There will come a day, and it'll be easier to fly away than it will be to stay. Lived in a New York studio till we left the city for a modest home. A Springsteen song, a whole life long. A breeze that lifts your head once before it's gone. Time will come and shift its weight to lifelines, bruised knees, birthday cake. And when I die, I'll see your face in a sundress on a Saturday. Oh, far away. And I just called to say, I know you're always sitting in the bar, you're waiting. I know that there will come a day, and it'll be easier to fly away than it will be to stay. Stay. Day trader in a tie-dye jumpsuit and a gutter punk kid with a neck tattoo. They're hooking up at the unisex bathroom. It was Brooklyn, it was Friday,
hello.
it was love.
Let me lower the music a
Across
little
the
bit.
bus at the hip-hop purists, arguing
Test.
with the jazz obscurists.
That should be fine, I hope. Let me know if it's still too loud. Right, so no ground zero today. At least not yet. I thought instead I'm gonna have a look at how badly the current update for customs is matching to the map. I noticed something when I was making the current update that I'm doing for customs. I noticed that some buildings looked too small, or like too what's the word? Like their footprint proportions didn't add up to what it looks like in the game. But it matches the 2D map that I was following initially. So I used an old 2D map that somebody made from a long time ago. And it seems to be flawed in a few places, and I noticed way too late. So I think some of the buildings will probably have to be remade completely. And maybe also the ground terrain. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, I don't feel good releasing that as it is right now, because if PSG updates something, like puts another building in between two structures that are already there, for example, then on my map it would look really wrong. Like in game there might be a big gap between these new buildings, right? But on my map it would be very, very narrow because the proportions don't add up. I'll lower the music a bit more. I think it's still a little bit too loud. But yeah, so on this stream I have retrieved some better reference. I asked permission from Tarkov Dev. They have like these really nice satellite image things on their site. So I asked if it would be okay that I use their high-res version of that for reference, just to make this, and they said it was okay. And of course I'm going to credit them later. Because this will, even if I don't end up using this on the actual map later, this still helps me figure out what's wrong and what I need to fix. So let's change this to texture. Right, so I just imported this image of the map, and obviously this is not to scale, so I'm going to bring in a cube, change it to be 1 by 1 meters. So this is the size of the door opening, right? So I just need to scale up the map, and also I need to find a location where I know that there is a normal door, like not a door that has that weird little second section to it, if you know what I mean, like a double door kind of thing. I need to find an area that has a normal door. So maybe this shack has a normal door. I think this is a normal door. I think the front door is one of those double doors. But yeah, I think I could use that side door there on the 3-story dorms. Basically, I would just put the cursor on the door, one of the corners, like that, and then change the transform to follow the 3D cursor instead of what's it called, bounding box. And then when I scale it, it doesn't move around like that. Right, and then I try and fit this cube in there, so we see it's still too small. So around here would be the correct scale. So now if I bring in one of these characters here, these are all to scale, so it should look fine if I bring this guy in here now. See? So so that I know that this is now the appropriate size to keep working on. So I'm just gonna Alt-G to reset the location of the reference. I'm just gonna put this in a different collection for now called ref. That's usually what I call it for reference images. And then go up here, I can enable that and then disable that. So now I can't move this anymore, I can't even select it. That way I won't accidentally scale or move that around when I'm working with something else. But yeah, so anyway, the whole point of this is to make a blockout, a very simple blockout. I need to move this into here. Then I'll compare the blockout to what I've made already, and then it should be very obvious what I need to fix and what I need to change and all that. So this will probably not end up being used as a proper map, but rather as a way for me to figure out what's wrong and what I need to do next. So I'm just aligning these two walls here, so on that side and on that side, because everything here seems to be aligned, right? I'll make this a custom transform, extrude that out, extrude that out, extrude this out. And it's very important that I don't apply the scale or rotation here, well, the rotation specifically. Because if I need to work on this later for some reason, if I need to model this into a building, I just press Alt-R and model it like that instead of modeling it in a weird angle. Okay, this seems to be in the exact same angle, so I can just extrude this out like this. That. We have a building up there as well. Same thing. See if the angle adds up. Looks like it's a little bit different. Rotating around the 3D cursor, edge sliding. Change the scale. This building over here, I don't remember the name of this. I think it's like, I think a lot of people call it Alamo or something, or Skeleton, or I always call this building down here Skeleton. I remember, it's been so long since I played the game. At least with other people. I sometimes jump in and play alone in the beginning of a wipe, but back when we used to play, I don't remember. But it doesn't have to be super accurate right now. Just as long as it's in the right position. Do the same thing here, just making sure I haven't applied anything, I haven't rotated along the precursor. Same thing here. So I'm just going to do this for every single building on this map. And then I'll extrude it up, and then I'll do a comparison with what I have. And I know for sure that this area here is off, it's really off. In terms of the building's position and even the size as well. And I think it will look stupid in the end if I don't fix it. And, yeah, I think it would work. It would still work as a map. But yeah, I don't like releasing something like that. Okay. This is the new stuff right here. yeah, I could just keep doing the same thing, right? As long as I don't apply any rotations, it's all good. Cursor here, a button. Selection to, no. Cursor to selected, there it is. I just need to align this. And here I need to change the custom transform. New one there. That just makes it easier to extrude on a weird angle. This, right? Because it's a plane. If I had it set to global and I extruded this, it would extrude like this, right? Even if I set it to local, oh, that would actually work too. Well, I usually just I set it to a custom transform, so I work in a lot of weird angles like this. So sometimes I have something like that, and I want to follow that line rather than the original transform on the shape. We could keep doing this. Here, slight extrusion there. And I guess I should also make this. I vaguely remember from when I played the game that this structure actually goes all the way up to the wall here. So I guess Tarkov Dev's map here doesn't. It probably culls some of the stuff that are higher up. That's fine, we'll just do this, right? We don't really need to make the chimneys there, or whatever that is. It's probably silent, right? And here, just move the cursor there, and then align walls. And these things here, I made these for the train depot in the woods, so that feels good. I don't have to make that again. I do think making stuff like this is like the most fun though, because it's a bit more challenging and having to figure out like how it's put together. And, I looked at a lot of real life reference for these structures when I made that. It was just really hard to find the real thing that they used as a reference when making this. Like I couldn't really find it. I found a lot of similar ones, but not the same. Alright, let's align this here. To about up there, I guess, right? Yeah, there's some ramps here on the left and right side of that building, but I'm not going to make that for this blockout. I'm using machine tools to quickly grab faces from other shapes. So when you see me doing this, I'm just pressing 4 on the keyboard to basically copy the face off of something else. Like if I wanted this, just press 4 and then I have that. And then I have a different shortcut for doing origin to geometry. So origin to geometry, it's this shortcut. I've just done this and add to, or change shortcut rather, and it's that shortcut is also on the side of my mouse, so I'm doing that all the time. Like whenever I make a new shape, I instantly do origin to geometry afterwards. And the reason for that is otherwise the origin would be in a really wonky place. In this instance, I do this, and then I have a different shortcut on my mouse to do origin to cursor as well. So I can put it in the center even though the shape is weird like this. We have quite a lot of these buildings already. Gas station. I am pretty sure that a lot of my updated map is off in a lot of places, so yeah, so I think a lot of things will need to be fixed or at least scaled. I'm a little bit disappointed that they didn't open up this back part of the gas station in the last update. When they posted those screenshots of the inner parts here, I assumed that they would have opened up this garage area too. Guess I don't need to make the blockout for every single building, like the small, like kiosk buildings. I don't really do that, I suppose. This is the exact same size, it's just extrusion there that sets them apart. This is the same angle, like all these three are the same angle. Makes me wonder when they put this together if somebody worked on this as its own like section and at least imported it to the main map. Alright, there's no building here, right? At the old gas station up here, I think this is quite important to get into the right position. And yeah, for this old map that I made, I mean, it's not old, I mean for the updated customs map that I'm making, I used Substance Painter, and I made most of those buildings while I was still learning Substance Painter, so a lot of it is probably not like optimal. I know it looks pretty good, some of them, but I don't know. I have considered remaking the whole thing, especially now after noticing how proportions are off in some places. But, yeah, like I said, it would still work as a map, but it would just look stupid, I think. Especially with cars next to some buildings and the car look bigger than the house, you know? You would notice something is off. Or I didn't apply rotation there. Nope. I apply the scale and rotation so much, like almost as a reflex, that I have to double check sometimes. Okay, right, the tower over here as well probably needs to be right place there. No buildings here, right? Some containers. I don't think I need to place those. These silos I could probably make a blockout of. Use a circle instead. Keeps me company when things get dark. I keep on waiting for that brand new start. I keep a ghost in my suitcase heart. We were young and we were free to run away in an impossible dream. All I want is to be loved by you, loved by you, loved by you. This also doesn't have to be super accurate. I think we can move it into place where it looks tied up. Bunker there as well. Okay, I think we have most of the important stuff here. I don't need to do it with the out of bounds buildings because that doesn't really matter as much. This one here. The small ones don't matter as much. This one definitely does matter though. Yeah, so before I used a 2D map made by somebody to make this, to make my 3D map, and I think that was a mistake because I don't know what reference they used when they made a 2D map. Right, so I don't know how accurate the tracings are, if that makes sense. Should I do this for the garage area? I probably should, right? Just to outline where this should be on the map. Taking off our masks, there were angels in the canyons, but the fire moved too fast. For a second we were infinite, but I mistook the glow. Suddenly the roar, now suddenly the undertow. And the keys to your apartment in a charming maze. In the kingdom of your heart, that's basically it. I'll do the shack there as well, even though it's very small detail. Into the corner there. Just needed someone to walk you home. Yeah, we might as well do these as well, I suppose. Okay, have I missed something? I think I should also probably mark some stuff here, just so that I can see where that is as well when I compare this later on. So the bus here maybe, some of these containers maybe as well. Container. This one. Is this still a vehicle extract? We know. And that car there is, so I can compare that as well. In here, we got this thing up here. I could probably grab these containers. Just move it up here. Into place. Some big tower here as well. Some antenna. Like that. Down here, there's some form of checkpoint now. Jeep, maybe. Maybe also this container, because this container was also on the old version of the map, I think. Cool. So let's temporarily just hide the reference there and select all the big buildings. So let's what's our all quite tall, right? This one. Just extrude all of them a bit like that. Just like that, and then we select the smaller buildings. This one's probably the same size, right? Garages maybe. Change this to something higher. Probably should have made these taller as well, actually. Let's just do that. Then the rest of this stuff can be just a smaller. Now we have a blockout on top of the reference. I think now I'm going to copy this, move this over to collection. Okay. Hide that for now. Now all these plus the reference image are together here. I'm going to parent them like that. I'm going to save this to my Tarkov folder. That's blockouts proper. I'm going to open up another Blender. Stream might lag a bit now since I'm opening up the larger customs file. Here. Display capture. Where's that one? Window capture, right? And I want this. Okay, and if I minimize this now, you'll see that, right? Cool. So I'm just gonna copy all this and minimize that, bring up the other one, and I'm gonna paste this. So this is the proper size. Like we know that this is the correct proportions of the map because we did that thing with the door in the beginning, right? 1 by 1 meters. As you can see, the map that I made, it's off by quite a lot because this is where the silo should be on my map, right? And it adds up over here quite well. The further we come to the east, the more you can see how inaccurate it is and the proportions are wrong. I can even do this, I can show the middle buildings there and let's lower this down to compare where they are on what I made so far. Like that difference is quite bad, and you can also see, for example, this building here is a lot smaller than it should be. So that would probably have to be remade. This one kind of would be bigger. You can also show the texture here probably. Stream might lag. We'll see though. So you can see what the water is on this on the map I just imported compared to where I have put it based off of that 2D reference. So I think I'm probably going to have to remake the terrain. Some of the buildings can probably just be moved into the correct place, like all these buildings on the left side here. They seem fine in terms of the size. And location. Actually, let's do this. Let's hide that and unhide the west side buildings. Right, okay. So it's not okay at all, actually. So the building I made here is way too big. This one. Basically the scale is off by a little bit. I can probably just scale this down and it'll be fine. So no big deal. Some of them I definitely have to remake completely. Yeah, so I think the next step for me now is to completely scrap this terrain that I made before. So I should probably actually move this into its own collection. Let's name this shopper blockout or something. Just hide that temporarily. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just delete this terrain, I think. You start over. Most of customs is flat anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. I just lose all this stuff I painted before, which is kind of annoying, but it's not going to take that long to do again. It's quite fun as well. So. So scrapping the terrain, redoing the terrain, and then we'll basically just have to move all the buildings I made already into place where they should be, and it'll be obvious which ones look really weird when like textures are being stretched or whatever, or just they don't work well being scaled, I guess. I'm gonna have to remake those buildings. I know for a fact I need to remake this one. It's just it's not gonna look good if I scale it up, I think. The reason for that is because of all these props I put inside of it. I think they are of the proper size, like the size they should be, and if I scale all that up, it's just gonna look weird. Yeah, so everything in here is fine in terms of scale, but the building itself is not. But yeah, so that's the stream today. Just figuring this out. Figuring out what I need to change, what I need to fix. And I'll stream again tomorrow, probably. I have something around that time though, so maybe a bit later in the evening. So after 6, maybe 6-7 p.m. I'll do a stream, and I guess I'll start doing the terrain for customs. And maybe moving the buildings into place and stuff as well. Yeah, that's the plan. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll stream again tomorrow around 7 p.m. Central European time. Yeah. Hey Warrior, you just wrote me when I'm ending the stream. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.